Hey guys, we're doing a worksheet on numbers. So here are the first 10 questions displayed. This is from the subtopic numbers in practical situations. So let's start with question number 1, which says that the lowest temperature recorded at Scott Base in Antarctica is minus 57 degrees. The highest temperature recorded is 63.8 degree more than this. So what is the highest temperature recorded at Scott Base? So all you need to do is add these two values. So minus 57 plus 63.8, which gives us 6.8, which is the answer for part 1. Yes, 6.8 is answer for question number 1. Okay, question 2, which says the temperature at 0700 is minus 3. The temperature is this temperature is 11 degree higher than the temperature at 0100. So find the temperature at 0100. So minus 3 degrees is actually 11 degree higher. So we have to go 11 degree backwards. So we'll do subtract these two, minus 11, minus 3 minus 11 degrees, which will give us minus 14 degrees. So let's check the answer. Yes, that's the answer for part 2. Okay, question 3, which is write down the temperature that is 7 degree below minus 3. So that's simply minus 3 minus 7, which is minus 10. Okay, this is part 3. Question 4. One day in Chamonix, the temperature at noon was 6 degree. At midnight, the temperature was 11 degree lower. Write down the temperature at midnight. So 7 minus 11, which will give us minus 5 degrees. Yes, that's the answer for part 4, question 4. Okay, question 5. At noon, the temperature was 4 degree. At midnight, the temperature was minus 5.5. Work out the difference in these two temperatures. So that means we have to subtract these two temperatures. So 4 minus minus 5.5. So minus and minus makes plus. So we get 4 plus 5.5, which is 9.5. And let me quickly check the answer. Yes, 9.5 degrees is the answer for question 5. Okay, question 6, which is Galileo reaction time are measured in 2 games. In the first game, his reaction time is 1 by 3 of the second game. In the second game, his reaction time is of a second. In the first game, his reaction time is 1 by 3 of a second. In the second game, his reaction time is 1 by 8 of a second. Find the difference between the two reaction time. So which one of these is bigger, 1 over 3 or 1 over 8? When the denominator is smaller, then the fraction is bigger, and when the denominator is bigger, the fraction is smaller. So 1 by 3 is actually the bigger number and 1 by 8 is the smaller number. So we subtract it like this. We'll first take the LCM, which will be 24, and this we'll be multiplying 8 here, and we'll be multiplying 3 here and here. So the denominator becomes 24, the numerator becomes 8 minus 3, which is 5 over 24. This should be the answer for question 6, which it is. Okay, question 7. Write down the difference in temperatures between 8 degrees and minus 9. So we have to subtract these two temperatures. So 8 minus minus 9 is 8 plus 9, which becomes 17 degrees, which is the answer. Yes. Okay. Question 8. In Vienna, the midday temperature is something is missing from the worksheet. is in okay. In Vienna, the midday temperature in degrees are recorded during a week in December. This information is shown below. Okay, calculate the difference between the highest temperature and the lowest temperature. So the highest temperature here would be 2 because it's the biggest positive number, and the lowest temperature here would be -3 because it's the biggest negative number. So difference between these two numbers will be 2 minus -3, which makes 5. So calculate the difference between the highest temperature and the lowest temperature. So the answer here is -5. Okay, between the highest temperature and the lowest temperature, I think both these answers should be acceptable. Plus -5 would be the answer here. Both should be acceptable. Highest temperature is 2 and then -3. So some of you might end up writing -3 first and then subtract -2 from it. So the answer will be -5. So both these answers would be acceptable here. Okay, so the next question is question number 9, which is during 1 week in April in Quebec, the daily minimum temperature were these temperatures. Write down A, the lowest of these temperatures. So we have to find the biggest negative value, which is 5. So the lowest temperature is -5 degrees centigrade for part A, and for part B, the range of these temperature. Range is the maximum value minus the minimum value. So what's the biggest value here? 6, and the smallest value was 5, so we'll do 6 minus -5. So the answer would be 11. Okay, question 10. On a mountain, the temperature decreases by 6.5 degrees for every 1000-meter increase in height. At 2000 meter, the temperature is 10 degrees. Find the temperature at 6000 degrees. Okay, so how many 1000 meters increase do we have from 2000 to 6000? So from 2000 we'll go to 3, 4, 5, 6. So 4 increases of 1000 meters in this length. So for each increase, the temperature would decrease by 6.5. So initial temperature was 10 minus 4 times 6.5, and this gives -16. Okay, then the next subtopic of numbers is evaluation of fractions. So without using a calculator, work out 3 whole 1/8 divided by 5/12. So first let's change 3 whole 1/8 into improper fraction. So that will be 8 times 3, 24. 24 plus 1, 25. So this is 25 over 8. Change division into multiplication and we'll take reciprocal of the next fraction. Cancel these. 5 1s are, 5 5s are, and 4 2s are, and 4 3s are. So we're getting 15 over 2, which is 7.5. If you don't remember how to change this into mixed form, you have to divide this, and then we get 7 here. We write 7 here, 7 2s are 14, and then the remainder is 1. Next you give it an anti-clockwise shift. So 7 comes over here, 1 goes over here, and 2 goes over here. So this goes over here, and this here, and this here. So this becomes 7.5. So you need to show the working in order to get the marks in such questions, and it's for 4 marks. So every step will carry marks. Okay, question 2, which is without using a calculator, work out this fraction. So add 5 over 6 plus 2 over 3. So take LCM and that will be 6, this is 5, this becomes 4, so this is 9 over 6. Cancel it, we get 3 by 2, and again this becomes 1.5. Let me just quickly show you. 2 ones are 2, and then 1 is the remainder, so give everything a clockwise shift. 1 comes over here, 2 here, and 1 over here, so we get 1.5. Next up is question 3. Without using a calculator, work this out. So 12 over 35 times 7 by 9. So you have to cancel everything. 7 ones are, 7 fives are, 3 threes are, and 3 fours are. So 4 times 1 is 4, and 3 times 5 is 15. So 4 over 15 is the answer for question 3. Question 4. Without using a calculator, work out 3 whole 5 by 8 minus 1 whole 2 by 3. So again change the mixed form into improper fractions. 8 threes are 24. 24 plus 5 is 29 over 8 minus 3 ones are 3 plus 2 is 5. 5 over 3. Take LCM first, which would be 24. Then 3 times 29 would be 87 minus 40. 87 minus 40 gives us 47, so we're getting 47 over 24. This has to be written as mixed form, so that would be 1 over 24. 1 over 24 is 1 into 24 is 24. 47 minus 24 would be 23. So this is the answer for question 4. Question 5. Without using a calculator, work this out. 2 over 3 plus 1 by 4 times 2 over 3. We have to multiply first, so 2 and 4 get cancelled, so we get 1 by 6 here plus 2 by 3. Next we'll take LCM. For that we're multiplying 2 over here with the numerator and the denominator as well, so 4 plus 1, which gives us 5 over 6. Question 6. Write 11 over 3 as mixed fraction, so we have to divide 11 with 3. 3 threes are 9, and the remainder is 2. Give everything one anti-clockwise shift, so 2 goes over here, the first 3 falls over here, and the other 3 falls in the denominator. This is question 6. Question 7. Jivan incorrectly wrote this sum as 1 whole 3 by 9. Show the correct working and write down the answer as a mixed number. So we have to add down all these numbers. So for part 7 we have to add 1 plus 1 over 2 plus 1 over 3 plus 1 over 4, which means we're taking LCM for all these numbers. Let's make this 1 over 1. So LCM of 4, 3, 2 would be 12. Okay, so we need 12 in the denominator, so this gets multiplied with 12 and this gets multiplied with 12. So in the numerator we have 12 plus, then this gets multiplied with 6 and this gets multiplied with 6 plus 6, then 4 and 4, so plus 4, and plus this has to be multiplied with 3 to make 12, and then 3, so plus 3, which gives us 12 plus 6 plus 4 plus 3 is 25. So we're getting 25 over 12. We have to give answer in mixed form, so 25, 12 twos are 24, and then if we subtract these, 24 and 25, we get 1, so remainder would be 1. Okay, question 8, evaluate this. So they haven't asked us not to use our calculators, so all you'll do is enter these two values in the calculator and it should give you this answer over here, 7.6. Okay, so more on this topic, calculate these values. So the question doesn't say that you're not supposed to use your calculator, so these are the easiest possible questions in the exam. Simply grab your calculators and start finding these, entering these values, and you'll get these answers over here. There's nothing difficult in such questions. You just need to make sure how to use the correct keys. For under root, you'll be using this key. Where fraction is needed, use this key. Where power is needed, I think this key will be used. So make sure you know how to use your calculator, and you should be good with such questions. Okay, so for this question as well, you need to know how to use your calculators. Write these in order of size, starting with the smallest. So enter all these values in your calculator, get the decimal values, and then figure out which one is the smallest, which one is the biggest, and so on, and write the final answer in this form. Make sure that you're using the actual numbers here and not their decimal forms. So you need to use these actual numbers in the answer space and not their converted forms. Okay. So let's see if we need to do any question. I think let's do question 10. The rest are pretty straightforward. Okay, so question 10 says, for this question, x is between 1 and 2. So it says x is bigger than 1 and smaller than 2. Okay, so let's take any number in this range. For question 10, I'll take x is equals to 1.5 because it's bigger than 1 and smaller than 2. You can take any number. Now use this number and find all of these values. So these are the numbers I get after substituting x 1.5 instead of x. So we have to start with the smallest. So the smallest number is minus 3.5, which is from this value. So the smallest value is this, yes. And after that, it should be 0.3, which is x by 5. So we'll write x by 5 after that. And then the next one is 3.3333, so that's 5 by x, and then 5x. So you may just use commas, and you don't have to use this symbol if you don't feel like it. Okay, next up is an interesting subtopic of this topic, numbers, which is writing the recurring numbers as fractions. So let's start with question number 1. So we have 0.23232323 and so on. The dot on the top means that these numbers are recurring. So we'll write x is equals to the actual number 0.23 dot dot, which means this is 0.23232323, and we have to change this into fraction. So right now we have 0.232323, and if I write 100x, that would mean I have 23.232323 and so on. Now if I subtract 100x and x, that would means I am subtracting equals to, that would mean I am subtracting 23.2323 and so on minus 0.23 dot dot. So now 0.23 232323 gets cancelled, and we're only left with 23 here, and 100x minus x is 99x. So x, which is the actual value, is equals to 23 over 99. So in your calculator, if you enter this, you'll get 0.232323. So we've changed a recurring number into a fraction. Question number 1. Okay. Question 2. Now the number is 0.47. Only 7 has dot on it. So that means this is 0.47777. Only 7 is recurring. So let's say if x equals to 0.477777, let's write 10x. 10x will be equals to, multiply this number with 4, so 4.7 dot 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 dot. If I subtract these, the 7 won't get eliminated. All the 7s won't get eliminated because there is also a 4 with x. So let's change this into 100x. So 100x would be this times 100, so that would be 47.777777. So now let's subtract these together. So 100x minus 10x will be 47.7777 minus 44.7777. So 47.7 will get eliminated, so we just have 47 minus 4, which is 43. So we're getting 43 over here and 90x over here. So x will be equals to 43 over 90. Question 3. So the number is x is equals to 0.77, has a dot on it, so it's 0.7777. So the next expression could be 10x, which is 7.7 dot. So subtract these, 10x minus x equals 7.7 with the dot on 7 minus 0.7 dot. So this becomes 9x equals 7. So x equals 7 over 9. Let's do question 4 here. We have 0.67 and the dot is on 7. So now this was x, so let's write 10x. 10x will be 6.7 dot dot dot. We can't subtract these two and eliminate the recurring x, recurring 7. Instead we'll write 100x, which is equals to 67.7 dot dot 7777. So now if we'll subtract these two, the recurring 7s will get eliminated. So 100x minus 10x equals to 67.7 dot minus 6.7 dot. So we're left with simply 67 minus 6, which is 61. So we get 61 here and we get 90 here. So the answer would be 61 over 90 for question 4. Question 5. The number is 0.888888. Right, 10x, which would be 10 times this value, so 8.888888. We can subtract these and eliminate the recurring 8. So 10x minus x is 9x is equals to 8.888888 minus 0.888888 is simply 8. So x equals 8 over 9. Okay, let's see if we have any different question. Let's do question. We've already done a question like 6. This is pretty much like question number 1. Let's do question number 7, which is actually like question number 2, so let's skip that. Similarly, question 8 is like the same lot. Let's do, and make sure that if the fraction gets simplified, do simplify it. Let's do question number 6 for the sake of it. Question 6. In fact, let's do question 15. Okay, so 15 is 0.22222. So 10x, which will be 2.22222, Subtract these, we get 9x equals to 2. So x equals 2 by 9, which is pretty much the same as we've done before. So all of these questions are the same now. Okay, as a last question, I'll do question 16. Okay, so x equals 0.25 and only 5 is recurring. So if I write 10x, I will get 2.5 dot on 5. So if I subtract these two, my recurring 5 won't get eliminated. Okay, so what I'll have to do now is write 100x, which gives 25.5 with the dot. Now let's subtract these. 100x minus 10x is 90x equals 25.5 dot minus 2.5 dot is 23 simply. So x equals 23 over 90. Make sure to simplify your final answer if it's possible, because the question says give your answer in simplest form. Okay, so the next type of questions are calculate square root, square root, cube roots of numbers, but without using calculator. So be careful about that. So in the first, if we're not using our calculators, that means we need to show the working to the examiner to get the mark. So for part A, we have to find under root 121. So you need to show that 121 is actually 11 times 11, which gives us 11. So you need to show this whole working and not just write 11. Otherwise you might not get the mark, because there's no proof that you didn't use the calculator. Okay, part B is different. So we have to find under root of 0.04. So this you can't do without a calculator. Yes, you can do it with a calculator, but you need to show. You can't do this mentally without a calculator. So you need to show all your workings. So I can write this as 4 over 100 under root, and I know under root of 4 is 2 over 10. So 2 over 10 is the answer, so you may write it as 0.2. Okay. Part C is under root of 0.25, so I'll write it as 25 over 100, which is 5 over 10, which is 0.5. Okay, let's do part D now, which is under root of 6 whole 1 by 4. So let's change this into mixed number, improper fraction. 6 times 4 is 24, 24 plus 1 is 25, 25 over 4. Under root of these numbers are 5 over 2, which gives us 2.5 as decimal value, or 2.5 as a mixed fraction. Okay, part E, which is cube root of 27. So you need to show the examiner that I know 27 is 3 times 3 times 3, which gives 3 as the final answer. Okay, next is part F. Okay. Part F, which is cube root of 0.001. So this can be written as cube root of 1 over 1000. Cube root of 1 is 1, cube root of 10 is 1000 is 10, so we get 0.1 as the final answer for part F. Part G is cube root of minus 8, so that would be minus 2 times minus 2 times minus 2 makes minus 8. So cube root of this is simply minus 2. Okay, part H, so 9 square is equals to 9 times 9, which is 81. Then 0.7 square, 0.7 square is 0.7 times 0.7. You're not allowed a calculator, so 7 over 10 times 7 over 10, which is 49 over 100, which is 0.49. Okay. Similarly, okay, Then we have part J, which is 3.45 square. So this is 3.5 times 3.5, 35 over 10 into 35 over 10. So 35 times 35, you'll have to do the working in the rough work column or just in the answer space given, and you will get this, which is equals to 12.25. Okay. Next is part K, which is 0.1 cube. So this is again equals to 0.1 times 0.1 times 0.1, which is 1 by 10 times 1 by 10 times 1 by 10, which is 1 by 1000, which is 0.001. So these details will get you the marks. Don't just use a calculator, because it simply says in the question, without using calculator find these values. Okay, then part L, which is 2 over 3 whole cube. So 2 times 2 times 2 over 3 times 3 times 3. So that would be 8 over 27. Okay, then the last topic, subtopic of the topic numbers, is types of numbers. So let's do some questions on that. So the first one is, from the list of numbers write down multiples of 7. So multiples of 7 means the numbers that come in the table of 7. So that would only be 28, because the next number 35 is not in the list. So this is 1A. Then part B, a cube number. So cube number is a number that is obtained after multiplying the same number 3 times. So let's see, is 2 cube in the list? 2 times 2 times 2 is 8. No, it's not. Is 3 cube in the list? 3 times 3 times 3 is 27. Yes, it is. And what about 4 times 4 times 4? That I believe is 64. And no, it's not in the list. So the only cube number in the list is 27, because 3 times 3 times 3 is 27. And then part C says a prime number. Prime number is the number that's only divisible by 1 and itself. So yes, that would be 31 and 29. So 29 and 31 are only divisible by 1 and themselves. Okay. So this was question number 1. Question number 2 is, write down a prime number between 50 and 60. So 51 is not a prime number, because it's divisible by 17. 17 threes are 51. So 52 can't be a prime number because it's an even number. Even numbers are always divisible by 2. So the prime numbers here in the list would be 53 and 59 only. So this is question 2. Question 3 is, here is a list of numbers. Write down, from this list write down a prime number. So again, prime number is the number divisible by 1 and itself. So 21 is not a prime number, it's divisible by 3, divisible by 7. 2 over 3 can't be a prime number as well, because prime numbers are whole numbers. So why? Okay, then under root 13. Okay, so we're just looking for whole numbers. Under root 13 isn't a whole number either. 31 is a prime number, so 31 is one of the answers, and under root 121 makes 11, which is also a prime number and a whole number, so under root 121. Then 51, like we just discussed, is divisible by 17, and 0.7 is not a whole number, so it does not qualify as a prime number. Whole number are non-decimal numbers. Okay, part B, an irrational number. Now irrational is a number that cannot be written as a fraction, where the numerator and denominator both need to be whole numbers. Okay, so let's see, 21 can be written as 21 over 1. 2 over 3 is already a fraction. Under root 13 can't be written as a fraction, where the numerator and denominator both are whole numbers. So under root 13 is a prime number. 31 can be written as 31 over 1. Under root 121 can be written as 11 over 1, because under root 121 is 11, and then 11 can be written as a fraction as 11 over 1. Then 51 over 1, and then 0.7 can be written as 7 over 10, where both 7 and 10 are whole numbers. So the only prime number in the list is under root 13. Okay. Then question number 4. Here is a list of numbers. From the list, write down a cube number. Now again, cube number is a number obtained by multiplying the same number 3 times. So we 4 times 4 times 4, 64 is not in the list. 3 times 3 times 3, 27 is in the list. So 27 is a cube number, a prime number. So prime number in this list is not 27, is 47, because the remaining numbers are divisible by other numbers as well. This is divisible by 3, this is divisible by 7 plus 5 is 12, and 12 is divisible by 3, so 57 is also divisible by 3. 11 is simply divisible by 77 is divisible by 11, and 87, the sum of 8 and 7 is 15, so that means 87 is divisible by 3, because 15 is divisible by 3. So the only prime number in the list is 47. Okay, question 5. Write down the prime number between 20 and 30. So 21 is not a prime number, neither is 22. So the only prime numbers in this list are 23 and 29. So the answer for question 5 is 23 and 29. Question number 6, which is work out the difference between the two prime numbers in the list above. Alright, so which are the prime numbers in this list? 22 is not a prime number, 17 is a prime number, and 39 is not a prime number because 3 plus 9 is 12. So which is divisible by 3, so I believe 41 and 17 are the two prime numbers. So 41 minus 17 gives us 24, which is the answer for question 6. Then we have question number 7. From the list of numbers, write down part A, a cube number. So cube number is a number that is obtained by multiplying the same number 3 times. So let me quickly check what is the cube root of 343, which is 7. Yes, so 7 times 7 times 7 gives us 343. Okay, part B, the smallest number, so smallest negative number is 11. So the answer for part B is 11. Sorry, the largest negative number is 11. So the answer is minus 11. And then a natural number. So natural numbers are numbers from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 till infinity. So it shouldn't be a negative number, it shouldn't be a decimal number. So a natural number is again 343. So answer for part C is also 343. Okay. Question 8. From the list of numbers, write down square numbers. So square number would be 4 times 4, which is 16, and also 3 times 3, which is 9. So the answer for 8A, the answers are 9 and 16. Part B, prime factor of 99. So prime number which is also a factor of 99. So the prime number in the list is 11. So 11 is the answer because 11 is also divisible by 99. The rest, 13 is also a prime number, but 13 does not divide 99. 11 does. Okay. Then we have question 9. Question 9 is um, from the list write down factors of 60. So how many of these numbers divide 60? That would be 12 and 15. Okay, this was part A. Part B, prime numbers. So the prime numbers in this list are 11 and 13. Okay. Question 10, which is the sum of prime numbers less than 8 is equals to 17. Find the sum of prime numbers less than 21. Okay, so let me reread the question. The sum of prime numbers less than 8 is equals to 17. Okay, so all prime numbers that are lesser than 8 sum up to 17. So find the prime numbers lesser than 21. So lesser than, we already know that the prime numbers lesser than 8 equals to 17, so we already have that sum. Plus let's find prime numbers which are bigger than 8 but less than 21. So that would be 9 is not a prime number, 10 is not a prime number, 11, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, so let's add these numbers and let's see what are we getting. So 17 plus 11 plus 13 plus 17 plus 19 gives us 77. So sum of all prime numbers lesser than 21 is 77. This was part A. Part B, sum of prime numbers less than x is 58. Write down the integer value of x. So sum of prime numbers less than x is 58. So we know that sum of, let's go back to this part again, that sum of the prime numbers lesser than 8 is equals to 17. So we have 17. Now the next prime number was 11. Let's add that. So 17 plus 11, that's 28. That's still way smaller than 58. And the next prime number was 13, so add 13 here, we get 41. So it's still smaller than 58. Next prime number was 17, add 17 to it and we get 58. So till 17 the prime numbers sum up to 58. So the bigger number after 17 is 18. So you'll write 18 here. 18 is x. So sum of prime numbers lesser than 18 give us 58. So here they've also accepted 19 as the final answer as well, because 18 is not a prime number. If you sum up prime numbers lesser than 19, you'll still get 58. Okay. Then we have question number 11, which is, which of the following numbers are irrational? Now again, irrational are numbers that cannot be written in the form of fraction. 2 over 3 is already a fraction. Under root 36 is 6 over 1. This can't be written as a fraction. So under root 3 plus under root 6 is one prime number, and pi is also a prime number. It cannot be written as a fraction. Pi is a never ending number which has no recurring pattern. So pi is not an irrational number. Okay. Then we have 0.75, which can be written as 75 over 100. 48% can be written as 48 over 100. 8 whole 1 over 3 can be written as 2 over 1. So the only prime number in the list are these two. Okay. Question 12. Uh, From the list of numbers, find a prime number and a cube number. So for part A, find a prime number. So the even numbers can't be prime numbers because they're divisible by 2. So let's scratch this, this, this and this because they're divisible by 2. And let's see which of these numbers sum up to multiple of 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is not a multiple of 3. This is 3 plus 1 plus 2, which is 6. So this will be multiplied with 3. 2, 1, 3 is actually a multiple of 3. And 2, 1, 1. So there's a competition between 2, 1, 1 and 2, 1, 5. But 2, 1, 5 is divisible by 5. So scratch this as well. And we're left with 2, 1, 1 as the answer for 12A. So 2, 1, 1. And then the next part is a cube number. So cube number, simply take cube root of all these numbers and you will notice that 216 is the cube root of 6. So 216 is the cube number in the list. Okay. Question 13 is P is the largest prime number between 50 and 100. Q is the smallest prime number between 50 and 100. Calculate P minus Q. So the largest prime number between 50 and 100, that would be 97. 99 is divisible by 3, 98 is divisible by 2, and then 97 is not divisible by any number other than 97 and 1. And then the smallest prime number between 50 and 100, so 51 is not a prime number like we've discussed earlier, it comes in the table of 17. 53 is a prime number, so 97 minus 15 will give us 44. So 44 is the answer. And the last question of this worksheet finally is write down the next two prime numbers after 31. So that's simply 37 and 41. Alright, so that's all about this topic, numbers, and I'll see you next time with another topic. Take care.